Hi, we are Group 8. My name is Hinal,
I'm Jung.
I'm Tommy.
I'm Maria. I'm Danyan.
and today we will be presenting on the Annuity project for decision making through present and future values. For our first decision, we decided that taking option A, which is taking the $12,000 right now, was the best decision as it is the most profitable, and it's more profitable than option B, which was giving us $3,000 a year for the next 4 years with the bank certificate of deposit at 4%. We evaluated these decisions by discounting option B back to present value in order to match the same time period of option A because money always needs to be evaluated in the same time value when making decisions. One cannot be in the future and one cannot be in the present because the value of the exact same amount of money could be different. As a result, we use the present value function on option B to figure out the current value of the $3,000 that we will be given for the next 4 years. The present value of option A would just be the $12,000 given by the uncle, as it is the lump sum that is given to you now. Therefore, there was no need to use the present value formula within Excel for option A.
Present value of option B must be calculated through the present value formula within Excel. Looking at the given formula, given information, the uncle will be giving $3,000 each year for the next 4 years with a discount rate of 4%. Therefore, after we type in equals PV and go to the FX button, we are able to see the display of function arguments for the present value. The rate or the discount rate will be 4%. The N per or the number of periods would be the 4 years because you're given a sum of money a total of 4 times. The PMT, which stands for payment, is negative $3,000. Now, this value is negative because even though your uncle is giving you this money, which would be a positive value because you are receiving it, you are then going to put that money into the bank at 4%. Since you are giving the money away to the bank and is leaving your hands each year, it is a negative value. We leave the FV or future value spot blank as we do not know or need to know this value to find the present value. Finally, we will put the type value as 1. This is because our main objective is to make the most money possible. By putting the type value as 1, we are essentially putting the money into the bank for investment at the beginning of each year. This way, we are able to invest the money for a longer period of time and therefore come up with a larger present value. If our type value were to be 0, we would be investing the money at the end of the year and thus would be investing for a shorter amount of time and come up with a smaller present value.
For our second decision, we decided that taking option D, which is $11,603.83, is better because you accumulate interest of 5% on each of the $2,000 you receive every year from your aunt versus a lump sum of $10,000 in 5 years, which doesn't accumulate any interest, being that it is a lump sum given to you in 5 years' time. We evaluated these decisions by placing both options in the same time value because, as mentioned before, in order to make logical decisions, the two options must be in the same time value. Therefore, option C is placed at simply $10,000 because this is the lump sum you are receiving in 5 years. For option D, you are looking for the future value. When calculating the future value for option D, you use the future value formula in Excel. When looking at this information, your aunt will be giving you $2,000 a year for the next 5 years at an interest rate of 5%. Therefore, after we type in equals FV for future value by clicking on the FX formula button, we can see the function arguments for this formula as well. The discount rate is 5% from the bank. The N per, which is still the number of payment periods within the investment, is 5. The PMT argument is for payment, which will be negative $2,000.
The value is negative also because even though your aunt is giving you this money, which would be a positive value because you are receiving it, you are then going to put the money into the bank at 5%. Since you are giving the money away to the bank and it is leaving your hands each year, it is a negative value. The next one is PV for present value, which we leave blank since we are working with the future value only. Finally, we will put the type value as 1. This is because our main objective is simply to make the most money possible. By putting the type value as 1, we are essentially putting the money into the bank for investment at the beginning of each year. This way, we are able to invest the money for a longer period of time, and therefore come up with a larger present value. If a type value were to be 0, we would be investing the money at the end of the year, and thus would be investing for a shorter amount of time and come up with a smaller present value.
So in the additional question, if the interest of the bank becomes 6%, we wouldn't change our mind, still seeing that we would receive $11,950.64, which is still more than the lump sum of $10,000. In this case, we would again use the future value formula in Excel, with the only difference from the last question being that the rate would be 6% instead of 5%. N per would still be 5 for 5 years, and the payment would be negative $2,000. With a higher interest rate, we are essentially just receiving more money through interest, which is better for our cause. Therefore, option D would still be the better choice compared to option C. As we see, the future value in option C will remain at $10,000 no matter what. So, thank you. This is the end of our presentation. Hope you enjoyed listening to us, and